Good morning, I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela and we are the Castros.
It's a Wednesday
Maulan pa rin.
today. It's a Wednesday today and we're approaching our third day na dealing with the effects of Typhoon Enteng.
Ay, okay, may maingay.
Although ano
Sorry.
siya, wala na si Enteng, no? Nakalabas na ng PAR or ng land, pero we're still dealing with its effects. It's makalimlim pa rin.
Nag-exit na siya ng Philippine Area of
Yes.
Responsibility, pero kasi may mga pag-ulan pa rin dahil sa hangin, sa habagat, ano. Pero mamaya, alamin natin mamaya yung pinaka-latest, yung latest from Pag-asa. Go ahead.
And we're joined pala today by Second Mile Coffee. Maraming salamat for providing us with our coffee and our cream puffs to help us get through this broadcast. Kahit medyo gloomy, at least tuloy pa rin ang laban natin. We're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
Starting our countdown with the latest on severe tropical storm Enteng. Let's get some updates from Pag-asa weather forecaster Veronica Torres. Veronica, si Enteng ba nasa labasan ng Philippine Area of Responsibility and where is it exactly right now?
Opo, so tama po kayo, nasa labasan ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Itong si Enteng, and as of 4 p.m., ito ay nasa may layong 265 kilometers west-northwest ng Lawag City, Ilocos Norte.
Okay, and pero the rains we are experiencing right now, is this an indirect effect of Typhoon Enteng, and how much longer will we deal with these rains?
Yes, so for Metro Manila, the rains that we're expecting for today is the indirect effect of Enteng, which enhances the southwest monsoon. So we're expecting occasional rains until tomorrow, and then scattered rain showers and thunderstorms on Friday. Then on the weekend, we're expecting better weather conditions or improving weather over Metro Manila.
Ito mga ulan na nabanggit mo, Veronica, na aasahan natin in the following days ay dito lamang ba sa Metro Manila or sa buong Pilipinas?
Opo. So, mostly sa may mga nasa western section ng Luzon like Mimaropa and western section ng Calabarzon, then western section ng Central Luzon, posible hanggang Biyernes nga yung maulan na panahon. And then, improving weather by weekend, pero sa bandang Ilocos region, kahit weekend, posible pa nga rin na maging maulan.
Sa paglabas po nito ni Tropical Storm Enteng, meron na rin po ba tayong nakikitang iba pang weather disturbances outside our Philippine Area of Responsibility na binabantayan po ng Pag-asa?
So, sa kasalukuyan naman, wala namang low pressure area or bagyo tayong namamataan. However, sa ating tropical cyclone threat potential, nagpakita kasi ng mga tropical cyclone-like vortex. So, wala pa man na-form ngayon. So, tinitingnan natin yung mga iba't ibang phenomena, mga satellite images, and also yung mga mapa natin kung if ever may mabuo anytime soon. And then, kung may maging low pressure area naman, doon tayo maglalabas ng mga statement and mga advisory po.
Veronica, you mentioned kanina na although wala na si Enteng talaga, no? And you mentioned tuloy-tuloy ang ulan. Do you have an idea already? Meron na ba kayong idea sa Pag-asa kung what kind of rainfall warning meron tayo sa Metro Manila and sa bandang northern areas?
Opo, actually, yung mga umabot din tayo ng mga iba't ibang mga heavy rainfall warning dito sa may Metro Manila. So mostly kasi yung ngayon, habagat na ang nagkukos. So ngayon naka-yellow warning pa rin naman tayo sa may iba't ibang bahagi ng Metro Manila like Caloocan, Malabon, Navotas, Valenzuela, Quezon City, San Juan, Marikina, Manila. So ito po ay posibleng ma-update mamayang 11 a.m.
Okay. Pero Veronica, kasi makikita natin sa daan, when we were driving kanina, medyo madilim. So itong kadiliman na ito, is this because of the habagat?
Ito pong kadiliman na ito or medyo madilim pa rin dahil pa nga rin po sa habagat at may mga occasional rains nga po tayo.
Okay.
Taking this opportunity na rin, Ms. Veronica, to ask you about yung now deleted post ni Albay 2nd District Representative Joey Salceda, at sinasabi nga niya nagkulang daw po para sa kanya ang Pag-asa. Were you able to talk to him regarding this issue? or ang mismong ahensya po ng pag-asa?
Regarding po that, hindi, not, sa kasalukuyan kasi I think yung kung may mga makikipag-usap man, more on mga higher ups po talaga. Kami po kasi concentration po natin
Right.
dito ay yung pag-disseminate po ng information weather related po.
Opo. Nakita ko po kasi sa mga artikulo no na sinasabi po ng pag-asa na kayo po ay sumusunod dito sa PAR plus 5 rule sa pagbibigay po ng mga weather announcement sa atin dito sa ating bansa. Would you mind po explaining to us yung PAR plus 5 rule?
Actually, ang ginagawa po natin dito sa pag-asa, kapag merong mga bagyo na nasa loob, meron tayong tinatawag na Tropical Cyclone Information Domain. So kapag may bagyo, within that information domain, maglalabas tayo ng Tropical Cyclone Update na makikita sa weather forecast. Meron din naman tayong tinatawag na Tropical Cyclone Advisory Domain. So sa Tropical Cyclone Advisory Domain, ito ay lagpas pa yung TCID at Tropical Cyclone Advisory Domain, lagpas pa na ating PAR line. So kapag may mga umaaligid na mga low pressure area o hindi kaya mga bagyo, naglalabas din tayo ng update, and then kung may kita nating papasok ng Philippine Area of Responsibility itong certain na bagyo, maglalabas din tayo ng Tropical Cyclone Advisory. And then kung may mga weather system tayo na nakikita natin na nakaka-apekto sa atin, pati na rin sa mga susunod na araw, maglalabas din naman tayo mga posibleng mga bulletin o hindi kaya mga weather advisory po.
Ayun, I'd like to clarify lang something. No? Sinabi mo yung sa loob ng domain, nakakaroon ng abiso pag may papasok na bagyo. Ang question ko is, how about po pag nabuo sa loob po ng domain mismo ang isang bagyo, nakikita rin po ba yan?
Yung bagyo naman kasi hindi siya bigla ang susulpute. So, mag-i-start siya as cloud clusters, then low pressure area. So, kung sa loob ng ating PAR mabubuo yung bagyo, nakapaglabas, malaki ang chance na nakapaglabas na tayo ng mga advisory or mga information regarding sa low pressure area. So, kung masyadong malapit sa ating landmass at nagkukos ng ulan, so malaki ang chance na naglabas na nga tayo ng mga weather advisory at ng mga information para sa mga apektadong lugar at mga maapektahang lugar in the next 3 days.
Alright, thank you for clarifying that. That's Pag-asa weather forecaster Veronica Torres. Ayan. So, kasi na-clarify yan ng kasi parang ninireklamo ni Congressman Salceda yung response time sa pagre-report ng bagyo. But yung domain kasi na sinasabi sa PAR plus 5, nadidetect lang nila yan pag papasok yung bagyo kasi nakikita mo yun. So you're able to make a prediction na may distansya before ibigay sa LGU. Ang nagiging problema daw kasi, I heard it also in some features and issues ng Pag-asa, if a pressure area or parang a cloud cluster is formed biglaan inside the domain already, nakikita yon, pero yung warning system nila, mas maiksi ang time to inform the LGU because biglaan ka sa loob ng landmass nag-form. Whereas yung nakikita mo pa lang sa labas pa lang na pa-approach, makakapag-warning ka na. Ang problema ata dito recently, all of a sudden nagbubuo daw yung parts of the habagat, yung clusters na yun that are causing the rain.
Pero yun nga, on the side of Pag-asa naman, parang di naman sila nagkulang din ng mga paalala, no? If you will see yung mga bulletins na nilalabas nila, nakikita mo naman nung August 28, nagsabi na sila, expect heavy rainfall, etc. So, yung pagbaba nun sa local government, yun ang asikasuhin nila. Ano yung talagang proseso nila? Bakit hindi kaagad naaaksyonan?
Oo, kasi Pag-asa, they transmit the data already to LGUs the moment. Kasi may protocol yan. They transmit the data. Tapos, Disaster Risk Office ng LGU, they receive that data.
Yes.
And then they transmit it to the mayor. Now, it's up to the mayor kung nakikita niya via email or the physical paper on his desk, kaagad to make the decisions.
Totoo.
Number 2,
Kaya I don't think they're sleeping.
no, they're not. Tapos number 2, yung gusto ni Congressman Salceda na mahaba ang warning ng Pag-asa and mas specific as to the volume of rain.
Hindi naman mapipredict yun eh.
Meron na ng systems.
Sa iba.
May systems na nabibili daw that could predict that, but unfortunately, Pag-asa doesn't have that system.
Bigyan niyo muna sila ng budget.
May Doppler radar tayo, pero Doppler radar is 200 million. So, we don't have enough yet kasi napakamahal ng isang
Bigyan niyo
Doppler
sila
radar.
ng budget. Tapos pag meron na sila
Doon
mga talagang
doon
mga
magsisihan.
equipment and tools para dito sa sa weather monitoring natin din, tsaka nyo sila sisihin. Alright, sige, marami po tayo pag-uusapan. Mamaya, isa-isahin po natin yan. But for the meantime, let's continue with our countdown. House Speaker Martin Romualdez vows to provide assistance for indigent citizens affected by enteng. Romualdez facilitated the grant of the request for the immediate release of 390 million pesos for 39 congressional districts. They will each receive 10 million pesos for indigent residents. The House Speaker says the financial assistance will be funded under the Ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program or AKAP of the DSWD. Make sure lang na hindi pa plaster yung mga mukha at pangalan ng mga kongresista dyan eh.
Dapat under the DSWD.
Yun nga, sabi nila
Kasi nagka-issue before ang DSWD, may mga nagreklamo, mukha daw ni Senator Bongo was plastered
all over. Di ba nung
one
time nagkaroon din ng parang nagsumama yung loob niya din dito siya sinama?
Ayaw siya ni isama ni Secretary doon. Diba? Kasi gusto nila I understand naman yung DSWD in that part before.
They have their own process.
Because giving dole-outs or giving assistance, hindi naman kailangan yung politiko nandun.
Oo naman.
Plus, dagdag pa rin yan na iintindihin nila to secure the politician.
Exactly.
Diba?
Don't make this about yourselves. Diba? Para po to sa mga kababayan natin. Alright, let's continue with our countdown.
Entering the 8th spot is about the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. The Housing Department has only spent 8.8 million pesos out of its 200 million peso disaster shelter budget. Its Undersecretary Randy S. Colanco told senators in a budget hearing that the funds were spent so far for fire incidents. The DHSUD said the disaster shelter program faces bureaucratic challenges for its implementation. Before they can start constructing homes in disaster-stricken communities, they have to meet several criteria and requirements of local governments. Housing Secretary Jose Rizalino Acuzar said they will consider easing the rules for the program.
I was checking nga kanina, ano ba yung mga rules na yon? Ano ba yung mahaba na proseso na yon? So sabi nila, ito daw yung the disaster shelter program requires local governments to meet several criteria. O yun na nga, no? Submitting a master list of beneficiaries, certificate of eligibility, and a disaster report. Tapos, yung beneficiaries, kailangan heads of households, and make sure yung names nila are on the master list para, which is, alam naman natin tama yun, ano, para mabigyan sila. Tapos kailangan din, they also need to complete a beneficiary eligibility sheet and of course magpo-provide ng ID.
Well, all of these stringent policies kasi comes from past issues na nagbibigay ng bahay.
Hindi naman pala kasama
may time
sa
kasi yung hindi pa siya department, I think it was HUDC pa lang. Nung gumawa sila ng mga houses, parang they were asked to make something like 280 houses kasi meron ng families na nakapila, 280 families for these 280 houses. Yung pala, when they checked these homes, walang nakatira.
Yeah.
Ang ginawa po daw ng ibang mga officials sa local government, sinablet or sinabrent yung ibang houses, halos kalahati lang natirahan para kumita sila. So ngayon, medyo mahigpit sila para medyong mas mahirap po gawin tong racket sa mga ibang politiko.
Naalala ko may nagiging problema din na okay, parte siya ng beneficiary. Tapos biglang nagkakaroon ng insidente na yung mismong beneficiary dahil dun sa settlement, sa lugar, wala siyang trabaho dun, napipilitan siya bumalik ng Manila. So ibibenta niya ngayon or papasublet niya dun sa ibang tao or napapalitan yung pangalan niya sa master list. Kaya nangyayari ngayon.
Yun hindi pwede gawin.
Oo, hindi yun po pwede gawin talaga. Kaya nagkakaroon ng mga problema. Kaya hinabaan nila ata yung proseso. Pero sabi nila, isi-streamline nila yung processes para, kasi yung until now, yung mga, ang tawag dito, yung mga kababayan natin na nasa lanta ng Typhoon Karina, hindi pa yun nila naaasikaso.
That's right.
Oo. Naku, marami pa tayo pag-uusapan. Of course, yung pagkahuli na kanina, dapat babanggitin ko yun pero diniretso mo na. Yung paghuli paghuli kay Alice Go, di ba?
Finally, galing ng Indonesian police.
Alamin niyo po yan mamaya kung anong number yan sa ating countdown. For the meantime, coming up, lawmakers criticized the Education Department for the faulty implementation of its feeding program.
And at least 10 people are confirmed dead following the onslaught of enteng in several areas.
As I've said, we are just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Tulad ng ating nabalita kanina, marami tayong mga pag-uusapan. But thank you muna sa Second Mile Coffee para sa kanilang
Cream puff.
na lagi nilang pinapadala dito every Wednesday. And of course, sa iyong coffee. Good morning muna sa mga nanonood sa atin dito sa sa YouTube. Si Ronald Maxtay, Mark Santiago, Oscar N. Leonie, Valdezotto, Geraldine Balolong, Oscar, nasabi ko na yung Ron Maxtay yan. Good morning po sa inyo.
Tsaka kanina nung kinat off kita sa simula, pasensya na.
Ano?
Kasi may galit pa rin si Angel.
Go na,
Hindi, sasabihin ko lang, ano yung babanggitin mo?
Ano?
About the earthquake, banggitin mo na.
Oo nga, hindi kasi kanina nagkaroon din ng earthquake. Ewan ko kung naramdaman yun ng ibang mga kababayan
Around
natin.
8 o'clock.
Yung ibang mga nakausap ko, naramdaman nila. Dalawa yan no? Isa, dyan ang center ng lindol ay sa Jomalig, Quezon. 4.9, 7.55 at saka 5.3. They call it doublet, yung ito mga lindol na to. Okay, ingat po tayo. And of course, we have classes suspension sa iba't ibang lugar. Check lang po ninyo sa mga website. Kung ano
yung NCR
yun.
buo na ata, class suspended na. All levels, public and private.
Exactly. And of course, antabayanan nyo po yung paghuli dito kay Alice Go.
Former Mayor
Lindol
Alice Go.
siya. Oo. Okay, let's continue with our countdown. Going straight now to our 7th spot, Filipino para swimmer Angel Autumn finishes 6th in the Paris Paralympics. Autumn clocked 44 seconds in the finals of the women's 50-meter backstroke S5 event at the Paris LA or La Defense Arena. Earlier, the Filipino para swimmer finished 7th and advanced to the finals. Autumn will still compete in the women's 50 meters butterfly S5 event on Friday afternoon. Also remaining in the games are wheelchair racer Gerald Bangliwan and javelin thrower Sandy Asosano. Galing niya ni Angel, pinanood ko siya.
50 meters kasi isang ano lang yan eh. Start to finish. Tapos pag 100, dalawa balik.
Oo.
Medyo mahirap yun. Mahirap yung 50 meters, especially...
Hindi, tapos siya wala siyang arms
Oo nga,
talaga.
kaya nga it's very challenging. Kaya saludo kami sa kanila talaga. Backstroke event pa ito, no? Women's 50-meter backstroke event. Kasi Ernie, congrats din yesterday, di ba? Oo. And also Ernie naman, sikat siya sa swimming circles eh.
Yes.
Sa mga...
Nakaka-gold din sa mga
naka-gold siya
ASEAN,
sa Asian Paralympics eh, di ba? Oo. Alright, let's move on to the next. Coming at the 6th spot, the Philippine Coast Guard has issued a warning to mariners about the debris from a rocket that China launched yesterday. PCG said the rocket's debris is expected to fall approximately 243 nautical miles from the Philippine Rise and 318 nautical miles from Panay Island. The Philippine Space Agency reported that China launched a rocket from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center in Liangshanyi Autonomous Prefecture in Sichuan. While the rocket is not expected to fall on land, the fallen debris still poses a great threat to vessels. Yan, nagaganyan na ang China.
Nakakatakot
Nag-escalate na
naman.
sila. So they launched this from their prefecture sa satellite station. Usually naman, like North Korea, they do this, no? They nagpapa into the coastline of South Korea, and then they've been doing this before. China has been doing this to Taiwan also, but this is scary because bihira to gawin sa atin ng China. Is this a form of messaging or R&D lang ang masasabi nila? Research and development purposes lang naman daw.
Ay, hindi talagang very aggressive na rin sila dahil dun lang din sa Escoda show,
yan.
di ba?
Yung nakikita sa screen mo, yan ang pag-launch ng missile. Yan, from the satellite
Kaya mag-iingat
station.
po yung mga pupunta doon sa bandang area na yon. And I
Oo.
was just saying kanina, talagang very aggressive na sila dahil nga doon sa may Escoda Shoal, di ba, noong August 25, yung nagkaroon ng
Yeah.
mga, ano pala yun, ang ginawa ng Philippine Coast Guard, 26 radio challenges to tell them na, di ba, you're in our, within our exclusive economic
Economic zone.
zone. Pero siyempre, matigas din ng kabilang panig na sinasabi nila kayo ang umaapak, 'di ba? Ang nandito sa aming teritoryo.
So ano ba, kailangan ba i-demo ulit ng American Big Brother ang Typhoon missile system
Ay,
dito?
nako.
Kasi inalis na nila yung Typhoon system dito, and then right after inalis yun, nagkaroon ng dialogue. If you remember that, 'di ba? Nagkaroon tayo ng dialogue with China. Mukhang ang response nila sa dialogue natin nagpapaulan ng missile, pang R&D
not
purposes lang daw.
Research and development.
O di mag-R&D din tayo ng Typhoon dito.
Pero tumataas, lumalaki din, no? Lumalawak yung bilang ng mga Chinese vessel doon sa West
Oo,
Philippine Sea.
yung what happened sa Teresa Magbanwa, o what happened, napaligiran daw ng madaming Chinese
So
vessels.
from August 27 to September 2, 203 yung mga Chinese vessels na nakikita doon sa area
That's
na
an
yan.
increase.
From 163 ha, coming from 163
Yes,
from
that's
August
an
20
increase
to August 26.
of almost 40 vessels in a month's time. Oh, hindi natin kaya tumbasan yung dami ng vessels nila. Oh, but pwede tayo tulungan ni Big Brother.
Pero di ba nag-offer nga sila sa mga susunod na mga resupply mission, samahan daw
Escort.
nila. Pero yung so far kasi nung una ang sinabi din ng National Security Council, di ba, this is going to be still a Philippine operation, di ba? Filipino operation.
Pwede naman Philippine operation, but we have to accept the fact na hindi natin kaya tumbasan ang might ng China with regards to air, sea, and land, di ba? So, getting assistance from our neighbors is not all that bad. In fact, actually, it was suggested by a lot of...
Pero ayaw nga ng China yun, di ba?
Yeah, a lot
Their
of-
narrative would always be bilateral daw pag-uusap. Sige, isa pang mainit na issue ang ating puntahan na kasama po sa ating countdown for today. Education Secretary Sonny Angara vows to address the issues surrounding the agency's feeding program. Here's a report.
Lawmakers raised questions about the Education Department's feeding program. This comes after the Commission on Audit flags the agency's implementation of the program. The COA said 5.69 billion pesos was allocated for the project, but some food items were defective.
Yung mga bulok na nutriban, may amag na nutriban, o kaya naman may pest or insekto sa loob po ng mga nutribans natin. Meron din pong kakulangan sa bilang ng gatas na na-deliver, mga questionableng manufacturing at expiration dates. Meron din pong late deliveries at unsanitary packaging at mga boxes po ng nutribans.
The feeding program of the DepEd was supposed to address malnutrition among students.
Hindi rin katanggap-tanggap na magde-deliver na expired pagkatapos ibabalik na lang dahil na-deliver na expired. So hindi yun magandang practice, no? At dapat po maimbestigahan ito, no? Imagine 10 in 17 regions. So malaki, no? Buns, tsaka milk. So, kailangan maimbestigahan niya.
The agency said it is still determining how much money was wasted pending the budget consolidation. As for the delayed delivery of milk, the DepEd explained that the supply was limited.
Based on existing records also from previous budget hearings, our capability to supply milk locally is only at 1%. And that has limited our capacity to provide milk to all of our learners simultaneously. That's why for 2024 to 2025 school year, we're actually doing it in 3 batches in order to make way for the limited supply.
The agency added that it has already ordered its suppliers of Nutribon to replace the expired items. New DepEd Secretary Sonny Angara vowed to address the issues under his leadership.
Pagka paulit-ulit na pumapalpak, pwedeng i-blacklist ho yung supplier na yon. Yun ay isa sa mga nakikita ko. At siguro maglagay ng damages provision din po sa kontrata para medyo matakot ang mga ito.
Hindi biro yan,
Yung kontrata nila with this supplier, wala palang damages provision. That's why sinadjust ni DepEd Secretary Angara na lagyan na ng damages provision. Kasi aside, ito first they deliver expired goods, Nutriban, this is food, very dangerous yan. May amag po yan. Tapos,
may insect.
May insect daw sa loob mismo ng Nutriban. Tapos kung hindi, yung ibang Nutriban po na na-deliver na late, underweight po yung iba. So, maintindihan ko naman na magiging fault ng DepEd yan pag dineliver yan. Tapos hindi pa naman expired, tapos na-expire sa atin, magiging issue sa DepEd yan. Pero from the get-go, dineliver nila, expired na. Bakit re-receive? Bakit nyo re-receive
Ano ba yung
expired?
pinaka-proseso nyo dyan? Unless nakita pala yan, nakastock lang talaga lang siya sa warehouse at hindi dinideliver.
This is very dangerous to feed to children.
Diba? Yun yata yung nakikita nila
Pag may insect at amag, very dangerous po yan. Kasi pag yan nakain yan, may mga allergen na that could even kill kung hindi po mabantayan na maigi, di ba? So, ano nangyayari?
Yun nga yun, hindi na-deliver. Hindi dineliver ng mga schools, mga division offices sa mismo.
Hindi nga dineliver pero na-receive ng schools.
Na-receive, oo.
Yun ang point doon, na-receive na yun. Galing sa supplier, napadala ng already expired. Bakit naman ganon, di ba?
Mislabeled pa.
Yeah, responsibility daw ng DepEd is to the
sila
proper
ang head
implementation.
agency dito,
So ano yung ginagawa ng DepEd this last 2 years?
Nako. Sinasabi dito 5.69 billion yung nakikita nilang amount from COA na sinasabi nung sa feeding program to student last year. Yan.
And mind you, DepEd has one of the biggest budgets po every year dito sa Pilipinas. It's because we are putting a premium on education. Isa pang department na mataas ang budget, yung defense. So, kung malaki budget mo, di yung programs under it should be implemented properly. So what happened, di ba?
Exactly.
Siguro napagtuunan nila ng pansin yung ibang projects nila na nakaligtaan siguro itong mga importanteng nutritional program.
Hindi pwede yung nakakalimutan. Pero you have to remember the reason why merong Nutriban ulit. 'Diba? Kasi nawala na yan eh. Ito yung project ng Marcos Sr. in the 70s, 'di ba? To be able to give nutritious food dun sa mga bata natin habang sila ay nasa eskwelahan. And then binalik yan dito under the, of course, Marcos Jr. sa administration. And ang promotion ng Nutriban na ito ay supposedly nutritious para sa mga bata because parte din ng mandato ng Department of Education along with yung mga National Nutrition Council, 'di ba, yung pagbibigay ng masustansyang pagkain na kailangan pag pumapasok sa eskwelahan ng mga kabataan ay alam mo yung puno yung mga tiyan
And
nila
it fits-
para makafocus sila sa pag-aaral, hindi dahil sa gutom.
And it fits well with the advocacy of Senator Angara. Ina-advocate niya yung nutrition eh.
Yes.
From actually day one pa lang
First
eh.
1,000
First
days
1,000
ng
days.
bata.
Ang context kasi ng Nutriban is when they were trying to address malnutrition at its peak nung 70s, they were trying to come up with a staple diet na ibibigay sa mga young kids with the following context like iron, calcium,
Yes.
magnesium, vitamin E, vitamin C. Ngayon nakita nila, in order to do that, ang daming sangkap, ang daming ulam.
Lagay na lang sa Nutriban
oo.
lahat.
So what they did was they fortified everything in a piece of bread. So each, maka-quantify mo how many grams of protein does each child get. So yan ang nagsimula kay Marcos Sr. na ini-implement dito.
Ngayon,
supposedly.
ulit. So nakikita mo, no, medyo marami ng kontrobersiya ang bumabalot ngayon sa DepEd under the leadership
Of
ni
VP Sara.
VP Sara during her time. So we have, of course, itong feeding program, tapos yung computerization program, tas yung mga laptop, 'di ba? Tas yung libro niya.
Oo,
Nako,
1:30. Would you
pinupukol
imagine?
talaga siya.
One teacher, one computer is shared by 30 teachers. Yun po ang ratio ngayon natin sa
And then
educational
you
system.
have several computers, mga laptops sa warehouse na hindi pinamigay.
Kaya
Naku,
naging,
naku,
before
mainit
move on,
talaga yung usapin na yan.
Kaya
eh.
naging distasteful daw ang pag-print ng 10 million peso book. Kaya sana nagbubili na lang more computers.
Yun. Actually, may computer doon,
More.
pero substandard na, tas hindi pa pinamimigay.
Oh, Pentium 3 pa ata yung computer doon eh.
Alright, sige. Pero bago tayo pumunta dun sa susunod natin, yung sinasabi ko na laptop, yan ay under pa din, of course, Secretary Briones at
Yes.
that time. Pero yan tinurn over sa kanya.
Yeah.
Kaya pati
Hindi
siya
pa rin
nasasama
na-address.
sa issue nito. But okay, let's continue with our countdown.
Still hot at the third spot is Movie and Television Review and Classification Board. The MTRCB justified its call to slap an X rating to 2 local movies. MTRCB received flack from filmmakers and moviegoers for giving an X rating to the documentary film Alipato at Muog and a Christmas movie, Dear Satan. If a film gets an X rating, it means it is prohibited for public exhibition. MTRCB Chairperson Lala Soto told senators that the award-winning documentary about missing activist Jonas Burgos, quote, undermines the faith and confidence in the government. Regarding Dear Satan, which is about a child influencing Satan to be good, Antonio said the film offended her religious beliefs.
I have seen the film. I joined the board. I am offended as a Christian.
Ano yung demonic?
No, it is not demonic, but it is a depiction of, it has a different depiction of Satan becoming good. Satan will never ever be good.
Antonio also admitted that their hands are tied when it comes to streaming services. This as Senator Jingo Estrada raised concerns about minors having access to R-rated films and streaming sites like VivaMax. Antonio said streaming sites are not part of their jurisdiction.
Truthfully, it is impossible to regulate all these online curated content platform services. We cannot review, classify each and every material before it is exhibited on the screens.
Delikado
mahirap
yan eh. Tututuro mo sa bata na si Satan may conscience. Kasi overall as Christians kasi we are taught that, di ba, Satan is there for a reason in hell, di ba? So you're gonna teach children.
Ano daw yun eh, parang sinabi ko, ano ba yun, yung kwento na yun? Parang sumulat daw yung bata kay Santa, pero parang unfortunately, na-deliver kay Satan. Tapos, parang in the long run, parang Satan granted the wishes of the kid. Parang in essence, yun nga mabait
Pero while it's nice
si
that you
Satan.
try to teach a child that anybody can change, but you don't touch up on the context of heaven and hell. Because those are set ideological beliefs ng isang Christian.
Yung hindi ko lang alam yung alipato tsaka muog.
Yeah,
na isa
sabi
rin
nila
din
daw
yan
it undermines the confidence in the government. I haven't seen it, so I cannot comment
Ako
ano yung
din
context in
hindi
it.
ko rin alam. Yung
Maybe
sa usapin naman sa regulating yung stream,
You cannot do that.
Streaming services, mahirap.
you cannot regulate the actual service and the foreign content it has, but you can regulate the content that goes in. In
Pwede.
other words, because the content that goes in comes from already existing movies and possible series here. So kung dito pa lang na-regulate na, ang problema kasi, Netflix will never censor or reject a film from being shown on its platform. You have a lot of very steamy movies on Netflix. They just simply classify it as 16, 18,
may category,
21. May
diba?
category.
Meron kang pang kids,
Oo.
meron kang...
The best that MTRCB can do is put a rating on it, that's it.
Yun
Ganun
lang,
kasimple. But the rating does not have to be adopted by Netflix. Kasi Netflix has their own.
Their own. Tsaka meron tayong batas tungkol dyan di ba? Hindi lang
and
masyado
all other streaming
sa mga
sites for the
streaming
matter.
services natin dyan. And yun na lang, sa mga magulang siguro, kung yung mga TV ninyo ay merong accessible sa mga, ano ba, ang tawag dyan, yung mga, anong tawag sa mga ganyan TV? Smart TV. Diba?
Parent control.
Oo, parental control na lang.
Pero ang problema, you have gadgets. You have 14, 15-year-olds who own cell phones. Di ba sabihin nila to access Facebook and other social media platforms, kailangan 18 ka.
Oo.
But then again, you
Facebook nga, daming mga
see
bata.
the demographic of Facebook and Instagram, 14, 15, 16-year-olds na nakakalusot.
Meron silang sarili nila.
Kasi yung registered SIM cards sila, naka-register sa magulang. But how they use it on social media, hindi na sakop na
Mahirap
magulang yan.
i-regulate talaga.
Hindi mo
Yun nga
ma-regulate
lang pag-regulate, pagbibigay ng tawag dito, ng tax sa gagalit na yung mga tao eh.
Huwag nyo itatak ang streaming kasi.
Diba? Gusto nila i-tax yung streaming services.
Yung lahat na lang may
Pati
tax,
yung
pati
mga,
ba yun?
yung mga online selling platforms, diba? Gusto na rin.
Subukan nyo i-tax yung mga streaming sites.
Oo. So, ibig sabihin, itong rating na to, babalik tayo doon, hindi mapapalabas yan sa mga cinema, publicly.
But
pero pwede mong i-download.
Pwede yan i-download. I guess since public consumption, I guess it can enter the streaming platforms. And you have hard copies of it also.
Yun. Nako. Alright, sige. Let's continue with our countdown. Coming in at our top 3, the Commission on Human Rights is looking into possible human rights violations in the KOJC raid. The CHR told lawmakers that they will conduct an investigation into the police operation. The commission, though also urged fugitive Pastor Apollo Kibuloy to face the charges. This came up in yesterday's hearing at the House of Representatives for CHR's budget next year.
I agree with you that there are several rights that may be involved here. One of which is, as you mentioned, the religious freedom of the KOJC members, and there may be other civil liberties that may be affected. Before the Commission acts on the situation and to perform whatever is necessary, we have to conclude our investigation.
Kasi ang nagiging issue is the warrant of arrest is for Apollo Kibuloy directly. So supposedly dapat the warrant should not interfere with the programs of KOJC. But the problem is the
kasi yung compound,
the PNP is questioning that the fugitive Apollo Kibuloy is being coddled by the KOJC community inside their premises. So that's why they are inside the premises of KOJC looking for Apollo Kibuloy.
So yung CHR naman is now currently investigating, pumunta sila doon, chinecheck nila kung within the bounds of the law pa rin yung ginagawa ng PNP Davao Region.
Automatic
doon.
naman sa CHR yan. That's their mandate naman
Pero
talaga.
yun nga lang, di ba, nabanggit ko rin to sa iyo the other day din, tungkol dun sa place of worship nila. Basta yun, hindi nila nagagalaw. Kasi importante rin naman yun na galangin natin yun. Pero yun nga, ang sinasabi ng iba naman, pabayaan nyo kasi sila gawin yung trabaho nila, nitong mga pulis, para mabilis na silang matapos at masabi na kung nandyan dyan or wala, ay makita na natin. Kasi we're, ano na tayo, approaching second week na pala.
Yeah.
Hindi na approaching, second week na tayo. Diba, 11 days yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So 12 days.
Kasi there's such a thing as aid and abetting a fugitive.
Yes,
So, if you are hindering, di ba, an arrest warrant, that's also illegal. So, that's why the
I think di yata
CHR...
lalabas to si Pastor Apollo Quibole hanggat
Eh,
hindi gumawa ng letter yung sinasabi niya kay President Bongbong Marcos.
PBBM made it clear. Why should I negotiate, di ba?
Written declaration for extraordinary rendition.
Sinabi na ni PBBM yan, we will not adjust to you. Who are you to demand? Sabi ng PBBM. And that is very clear already from the get-go. Sumuko ka, face your charges, then we will talk about whatever needs to be talked about.
Ang nakakatakutan niya kasi kapag na-aresto siya dito, ay hand over na lang siya right away sa US daw, which is yun yung ayaw niya.
Yeah, well, he has crimes that he has to face also elsewhere, but kuha ko lang, the government make him hold him accountable here within our lands.
Oo.
Dito, he should serve time here, and when he's finished, if he is found guilty, if he's found guilty, serve his time, then transfer him to the US. Di ba si Pemberton
Lagi
nga?
naman mauna yan dito kung halimbawa may kaso sa ibang bansa tsaka dito.
Remember si Lance Corporal Pemberton who had crimes here in the Philippines, he's serving his time here.
Oo.
Di ba? He served his time here.
Pero yun nga, isa pang issue na pinupukol dito yung kahapon kasi hindi nga sila pinapapasok, no? Yung kahit daw any representative from KOJC dun sa nangyayaring search na ginagawa ng PNP. Naglabas itong kanilang lawyer, si Attorney Torion, na ba? Na may nakita tayo images online and of course sa mga reports natin dito na sinasabi niya, yun daw yung ginagawa ng PNP, yung mga digging doon sa supposedly secret tunnel doon sa KOJC. Pero sinasabi ng PNP, ano daw, hindi daw, medyo dinideny niya yun, ano? Dinideny niya yun, sabi niya, pwedeng maaring na-edit yung picture na yun. Diba? Kaya sinasabi, hinahamon niya, sina-challenge siya, ilabas mo yung source mo, sino nagbigay sa'yo ng picture.
Kasi hindi ka nga nakakapasok. O saan galing picture? Putok na picture.
Hindi, meron nga daw siyang source.
Kaya nga, ang point niya is source.
Kaya sabi niya, ilabas mo yung source
Alam mo naman yung source mo is from the PNP. Hindi. Tapos nagreklamo ka, hindi ka
Lakas
nakapasok.
makateleserye.
The mere fact na may picture ka, may nakapasok sa inyo.
Sinasabi niya coming from a source daw yun. Kaya hindi niya masabi.
Alam mo,
baka daw maano yung
all of this will go away if
security, or safety rather.
All of this will go away if Apollo Quibole will just face the charges.
So, ewan ko.
And God will protect him naman from
sabi nga ni VP Sara, diba?
extraordinary rendition. Sabi ni
Sumalangit
VP,
na.
no less than VP Sara said, he's in heaven.
Pero ako, nakikita ko yung point ni VP Sara doon na matagal
Ako rin. I agree with
matagal
her
yung
point.
time, 'di ba, nung pinaghahanap na si Pastor Apollo Quiboloy, meron siyang ang tawag doon.
We spent grandstanding
yung
daw,
time,
ang word na
oo.
ginamit niya. But
meron
ako
siyang
naman,
time na po pwedeng lumabas dito sa bansa.
ako naman ang ano ko lang diyan is we spent too much time trying to get him for aid of legislation. Dapat we already rushed the possible filing of cases para mas secure na siya from the start. Before he could
Yung sa Senate hearing pa lang, hindi na siya pumunta.
Anyway, madami pa tayo pag-uusapan. Don't go away. We're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on the One News.
Marami mga naguhula dito kung ano number 1 natin. But of course, tuloy na natin ang ating countdown. Down to our top 2 is the aftermath of severe tropical storm Enteng. Rescuers have recovered the body of a missing father in a landslide incident in Antipolo, while some houses in Naga City are still submerged in flood. Here's a report.
After hours of searching, rescuers found the body of 28-year-old Ray Ondes. He is one of the 3 missing persons after a landslide incident in Barangay San Luis in Antipolo City. Before this, rescuers retrieved the bodies of his wife and their 1-year-old child. Based on local data, 5 individuals died in a landslide, while 1 died due to the flash flood in Barangay San Luis, Antipolo due to severe tropical storm Enteng. Still in Rizal, residents of Pililla Town were struggling to clean the loads of mud left by the storm. Piles of trash were also scattered everywhere. Officials of Barangay Imatong said it will take them days to clean up all the mess.
Marami na po, baka hindi lang po 20. Bago po matuluyang malinis itong lahat ng buong barangay namin, aabutin mga 1 week.
Pililla is now under a state of calamity. 1 town resident was reported dead, while another one is missing. Pililla Acting Mayor Jaime Paz admitted they were surprised with the impact of Enteng.
Masyadong mabilis. Nung Ondoy, nagkaroon pa kami ng konting preparasyon dahil alam namin na unti-unting tumataas. Pero yung ngayon nangyari, sobrang napakabilis. Sobra kaming nabigla.
Over in Naga City, some houses are still submerged in flood, while some residents evacuated from their flooded houses and sought shelter at the Jesse M. Robredo Coliseum.
Hindi pa nalilinisan kasi may tubig pa konti. Sa ngayon, maraming dengue, puso ngayon. Kasi mahirap na, walang magastos, wala pang pera, walang budget. Mahirap ang buhay ngayon.
So far, 10 deaths due to Enteng were confirmed, while 10 injuries were recorded. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, we are One News.
Okay, right. Let's go on to the next. The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission confirms the arrest of dismissed Mayor Alice Guo. PAOK says Guo was apprehended in Jakarta, Indonesia at around 1:30 a.m. today. This comes almost 2 months after she left the Philippines. The Immigration Bureau is now coordinating with Indonesian authorities for her return to the country. Her sister Sheila and business partner Cassandra Ong were also earlier arrested. They are being linked to the illegal operation of Pogos in Bamban, Tarlac. Ayun, kasi we're supposed to talk to Attorney David, but we're trying to contact him. Madami kasing katanungan dito. Like, one is consistently Attorney David's interviews, he has been saying that she has been telling him that she was in the Philippines all along.
In the country,
So he took that as a gospel truth because that's his client eh. Ngayon gusto ko sana matanong anong reaction niya ngayon kay Alice Go lying to him and bakit nagsinungaling si Alice Go sa kanyang abogado, di ba? And then of course we want to know pag uwi nila dito ni Alice Go, who takes first jurisdiction over her. The Senate claims kasi after being processed dito ng immigration, they will take because may contempt ata di ba? May arrest order for her. So they will take custody of Alice Go.
So, ang mangyayari dyan, syempre, deportation process, di ba? Lalagay sa BI, tapos NBI muna. Ganon din naman yung nangyari nung inarest nila si Cassandra Ong at saka si Sheila Go. Dumaan muna siya sa NBI, sinabi nga yun.
BI muna.
BI and then NBI. That's what I said.
Oo, sabi mo NBI muna.
No, NBI, playback mo. BI, tas NBI. No, I'm just telling
I know,
you,
I
wala
know.
tuloy ako. Okay, anyway, so yun. Ang tawag dito, nakalimutan ko yung sasabihin ko. So yung nakikita po natin ngayon sa TV screen, no, sa ating mga monitor, yan yung po yung actual footage ng pag-aresto kay Alice Go sa Jakarta, Indonesia. No, pababa sila sa hagdanan and we'll see, no, we are seeing right now na maikli na po yung buhok ni Alice Go. Sabi po nila, ayon daw po sa mga sources dyan, nagpapalipat-lipat ng pwesto si Go at yun nga, maiksi na yung kanyang buhok para, I guess, para po maiwasan yung mga paghabol ng otoridad sa kanya dyan sa Indonesia. If you can still remember, nauna pong nahuli 2 weeks ago, ang si Sheila Lialgo na sinasabi kanyang sister and of course yung si Cassandra sinabi nga nung kanyang sister, 'di ba, na si Sheila Lialgo na umalis sila dito from Bamban Tarlac, pumunta sila sa isang port at sumakay sila sa sa boat, no, sabi niya, tapos lumipat sila ulit going to Malaysia and then from Malaysia doon sila nagkita-kita nila nag-Singapore muna sila, then sa Singapore doon sila nagkita-kita nila Cassandra. And I think kasama din yung kanyang brother na si Wesley.
It would be nice to know the context of the arrest, what led to the arrest.
Oo, ang bilis nga ng Indonesian na police
Of Alice Go, no. But the video kasi of Alice Go in Indonesia came from also the Indonesian police.
Yes.
But what led them to arrest Alice Go we'd like to ask that also. And how long will she staying in Indonesia before they transport her back to the Philippines? Kaagad ba to i-deport to the Philippines or may few days pa na ayusin ang
Kasi
papeles?
sinasabi nila, baka daw magka-problema kasi nga sinasabi nila, 'di ba, hindi daw siya talaga Filipino. Pero sabi ko, she used PH passport. Diba? And supposedly, yung Chinese passport niya expired na yun.
Oo.
Kaya, I don't think naman magkakaproblema sa pagpapadala sa kanya dito, sa pagbabalik dito sa Pilipinas.
As of today kasi, she's still a Filipino.
Yes.
Precisely, request daw yan ng both BI and DFA is not to cancel the Filipino passport of Alice Go. Because the moment you do that po, pag na-cancel yung passport niya, nagiging stateless siya. And when she is stateless, the UN
will take
over her. Diba? And for proper processing of stateless people. Because ang UN may programa pa for people who are stateless.
Kaya nga sinasabi nila, diba, wag niyo muna i-cancel yung passport niya na Pilipino.
Let her keep her Filipino passport.
Kailangan makuha muna natin siya dito. So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, tulad ng naging process dun sa kay Sheila Lialgo at saka kay Cassandra BI, kukunin siya sa Indonesian authorities, tapos from BI to NBI. Ganun din yung nangyari dun sa dalawa. So, most likely, ganyan ang gagawin nila kay Alice Go.
Ayan si Mayor Alice. Oo. Nakangiti pa,
Oo, diba? So, if you can remember, yun nga, no? Kasi, ang tawag dito talagang hinahanap siya ng authority dahil sa mga cases na final sa kanya. And before that, yung pag-contempt sa kanya ng Senate. So I was wondering kung from Senate, magte-testify din siya dito sa ongoing Quad Committee ng Congress naman. If you can remember, on the other side of the fence, yung pagdating kay Cassandra, ang Senate nag-request sa Congress kung pwede bang magsalita ang Cassandra o sa Senate. So, feeling ko ganun din ang gagawin
Sabi
ng
naman,
Congress.
actually sinabi na ni Congressman Benny Abante na ipapatestify nila si Alice Go because wala daw silang nahihita kay Cassandra Ong. They saw progress nung unang hearing ni Cassandra Ong nung bandang dulo, but unfortunately, hindi pa rin daw siya umaamin that she's involved in the illegal pogo activities na nangyayari, and they want to see if Alice Go will also testify and give them information that is critical to this case.
So she was arrested o apprehended kagabi, 11:58 in the evening.
1:30 a.m. here.
Doon sa Indonesia. Western border of Jakarta. Sa may Tangerang City.
11
Correct me if I'm right.
11 p.m. doon and 1:30 a.m. Philippine time. Gabi pa, inarrest talaga.
As of now, si Alice Go is with the custody of Indonesian police. as of kasi nung inaresto si Cassandra tsaka si Sheila Leal
Sa hotel.
one day lang naman 'di ba yung pagitan
I don't
na ibalik dito sa
mabilis ka agad,
Pilipinas.
but they took them kasi from their hotel rooms, and I don't know how fast. Pero mabilis.
Mabilis, diba?
The moment they were caught, nandito na bigla dumating.
So may nagsabi sa akin baka daw Friday pa makabalik dito si Go. Pero yun nga, pinaprocess naman daw para mas mabilis.
Oo, kasi ang naging problema ata kasi si Cassandra naman, walang issue sa citizenship eh.
Wala eh.
O, kaya mabilis ang pagpunta niya dito. Si Alice,
Exactly, pwede.
Oo.
Oh, you have a point there.
Si Alice Go naman, tsaka si Cassandra, walang actual cases na kinakaharap pa officially. Si Alice Go, meron na kasing arrest
Ano lang
order
siya,
from the Senate.
contempt lang sa Congress ata
Contempt
at
lang,
that
oo.
time, oo.
So, pero we still want to sana to talk to Attorney David para malaming circumstances sa arrest niya. Kasi hindi lamang basta-basta dinidetain o ina-arrest ka agad ang isang tao kung walang complaint or issue. So, did the Philippines file a request to arrest sa Indonesian police? That we don't know. We'll find out as the days come along, may mga magkakaroon tayo ng update. O yan ang picture niya, nakangiti si Mayora, former mayor.
Sabi nga nilang iba mga tao di ba? Actually, pinag-uusapan din natin on the way here Ang galing naman ng Indonesia Police, baka naman daw pwedeng tumulong sila pagkuha kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Or, ang lesson daw dito is, huwag kang lalabas ng Pilipinas kasi pag lumabas ka ng Pilipinas, may possibility mahuli ka.
Dito ka na lang magtago.
So either way, tignan natin. Pero tama po yung mga kababayan natin, mga kapatid natin na naghula or nagsabi po dito sa atin through social media na ang number 1 natin sa ating countdown. And of course, ay si Alice.
Medyo mahirap maghula kasi we have so many stories that are happening simultaneously. You have Alice Go, Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, meron tayong MPAX, meron tayo yung si Enteng na bagyo.
Nag-earthquake kanina sa Humalig, Quezon. Sinabi yan sa akin.
Naramdam po
ni
up
Ma'am
to
Benji.
all the way to Quezon City. At around 8:15 a.m. ata nangyari yon. Hindi natin naramdaman. We were on the road. Nasabi lang sa atin through messages.
Oo, diba? So, yun. Abangan pa natin yung iba pa mga magiging detalye kasi ang banner is finding Go. Ngayon, diba talagang continue lang yung curious case of Alice Go. Dahil ang daming mga masalimuot yung kaso nito.
Ang next
ni
is
Alice Go.
Talking Guo, question mark.
Yun yung magsasalita ba siya, paano, ano yung mga sasabihin niya sa Senate hearing.
Alright, with that, thank you sa lahat pala ng viewers natin.
Of course.
Si San
Di natin
Go,
na-
Ralph Domingo, Omena Beñales, si Vladimir,
Tita Daisy,
si
Tito
Ice,
Naldi,
Daisy, Tito Naldi.
Ringo Lagunsado.
Okay.
Oo. Yung Ice.
Kala ko mali ako.
Okay.
Thank you sa being consistently part of the Brunch episodes and commenting. And of course, thank you very much sa Second Mile Coffee, Jerry Yang, Ate Marge, thank you for watching. And with that, I'd like to leave everyone with a quote. You can find peace amidst the storm that threatens you. A quote from Joseph B. Beher ba yan? And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunzad Castro. And he is Angelo Castro III. We are One News, all sides, all the time.
explaining to the committee why she has not